Key incentives. Facts. 10% of the world's 200 billion pounds of plastic ends up in the ocean. And the patch mainly consists of plastic bags, bottle caps, and styrofoam. 80% of the garbage comes from land and 20% comes from offshore ships. And then less than 5% of all plastic made is recycled. So, Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Our solution. Oh, no. Here's our problem. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a giant stack of garbage about the size of Texas in the middle of the ocean, where waterways intersect. What's so bad? It's killing hundreds and thousands of animals and our environment, and it's our fault. Our solution is to get a giant carrier ship that will release many smaller ships to grab the garbage. The garbage will be broken down to conserve space, and the garbage will be brought back to recycling facilities by people working on the ships. Our ship will be powered by solar panels so that we don't have to leave a big carbon footprint, even though it'll cost more. There's a video on like how our ship's gonna work. We're gonna kind of use static electricity to trap the plastic. So we found this video.
It can strike without warning at any moment. You may be walking across a soft carpet and reaching for the doorknob when suddenly, zap. To understand static electricity, we first need to know a bit about the nature of matter. All matter is made up of atoms that consist of three types of smaller particles: negatively charged electrons, positively charged protons, and neutral neutrons. Normally, the electrons and protons in an atom balance out, which is why most matter you come across is electrically neutral. But electrons are tiny and almost insignificant in mass, and rubbing or friction can give loosely bound electrons enough energy to leave their atoms and attach to others, migrating between different surfaces. When this happens, the first object is left with more protons than electrons and becomes positively charged, while the one with more electrons accumulates a negative charge. This situation is called a charge imbalance, or net charge separation. But nature tends towards balance. So, when one of these newly charged bodies comes into contact with another material, the mobile electrons will take the first chance they get to go where they're most needed, either jumping off the negatively charged object or jumping onto the positively charged one, in an attempt to restore the neutral charge equilibrium. And this quick movement of electrons, called static discharge, is what we recognize as that sudden spark. This process doesn't happen with just any objects. Otherwise, you'd be getting zapped all the time. Conductors like metals and salt water tend to have loosely bound...
So in salt water, it's loosely balanced with the electrons. So compared, you'll see what plastic is here in a sec. So out of just
outer electrons, which can easily flow between molecules. On the other hand, insulators like plastics, rubber, and glass have tightly bound electrons that won't readily jump to other atoms. Static buildup is most likely to occur
so it's saying
when one of...
it won't jump to it, so it won't like shock the plastic. So like we have like a net behind the static electricity with like chain link kinda, and so it'll attract the plastic to it. The plastic will like stick to it, and all the big stuff will go into the net behind it.
The cost for our project, or cleaning it up. We plan on taxing people all around the world who have an income of $5 an hour or more, because those people are people who will be able to buy things like plastic or water bottles or those like pop cans and stuff like that.
These are blue. This is the big carrier boat that brings out the little ships. And we have like a giant net here that has the little chains hanging down. So our pictures didn't load for our prototype, but yeah, it looked like the blueprint pretty much.
We have pictures.
Yeah.
But our we created a prototype to test it out. We used cardboard, styrofoam, a net, glue, and tape. It worked pretty good, but if we were to change it, we would switch the cardboard to lighter metal so that it gets supported better and is less thick and doesn't get in the water.
So the math behind it. For a truck driver, it'll cost $20.25 an hour on average. And for our captain of the boat, it's $22.50 an hour. And our best choice was boat A because it would hold the most garbage out of any boat. And we could do one trip a day and approximately 10.5 years to clean up all the garbage. I think that's it. Yeah.
Choice for the cargo for boat A. Which shape did you choose?
Let me find it here.
Yeah.
I think it was the. We chose the rectangular prism.
Okay. And then one more question here. It says it would take approximately 10.5 years. How many ships do you have going at that point?
Like,
Because you said you have like a big ship that would.
oh yeah, we have
Yeah, we have
18 or 20 of those smaller ships.
Okay.
So that it speeds up the process a lot faster.
But that means then it's still, it's 18, 20 ships, it's still takes 10 and
Yeah,
a half years.
because
Okay.
they're not going to be like huge ships.
Yeah, real small.
Okay.
Braden?
Your ship is nice one.
Well, it's got like the two little balancers on the side. We made those to like, those are also for storages. So, yeah.
I kind of didn't understand at first, but I just want to verify. The way your prototype works, it takes the one kind of static electricity and the other kind of just attracts it so it comes into your net.
So like, we have our boat, right? It's pretty much the net, and except in front of the net, it's got a little like chain kind of static electricity. And so the boat drives, and like when the plastic hits it, the bigger like bags and whatever will like stick to the chain, and some of the smaller stuff will go through the net then.
So the bigger stuff doesn't get loose, and it'll just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get
Nick?
How do you plan on making a static charge?
We will bring it, we'll attract the salt water, because the salt water has the negatively charged electrons. So if we get a positively charged material, we'll have, the water will want to attract to it. So then we'll get the water through there and then we'll bring it into our ship and like filter it out.
So the static electricity isn't gonna hurt the animals or anything like that? Right?
No, it's not big enough to hurt anything. Ryan?
Do you really think static electricity can run your whole vessel, and if so, how efficient do you think it would be?
It's not running it. We have solar panels on top to run it. It's just the static electricity is used to capture the garbage.
Do you think you would still stick to it even if the current's to the side of the boat? Or trying to pull it off? If you were
Well,
trying to
yeah,
make
it's
it
got
or-
like just enough. So like, because the plastic you saw in the video, it's a little harder to get it out of. So it'll stick. It won't like zap it. It'll just stick to it kind of.